Hello, crafty friend. It's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Today, I'm using some very fun new products for better pressing. I better pressed out my card panel there with some Hero Arts pigment ink that is white, and I use the Dainty Flower Garden press plates from Altenew. The new item for me in my craft room are these acrylic markers. Yes, you heard that right, acrylic markers. Now I'm going to color directly over my better press image here. I'm going to start with my lighter green and then just follow the lines of my better press image. And this is going to create almost like a glowing effect. I'm so excited to show you how cool this is. Now this is the set number 2 from Altenew. They already have set number 1 available. So perhaps you have number 1 already. You can certainly recreate this look with the colors you already have, or if you're a need it all kind of person, you could certainly get set number 2 as well. But if you have never watched a video with these style markers, I am so excited to show you today. Now, this color called Forest Fern is a little bit darker and it's a little bit bluer. And this really will just color in all of the little details that I colored over from the Better Press. And I just flipped my press plate over there. You might notice I flipped it because I just wanted to make sure I'm sticking to the look of the card for the press plate. And I wanted it to look similar. Now I am going to use white to bring in some highlights. I put the white on top there so I would not forget it. But let's go into the flower itself. I'm going to use this light color that's called Tide Blue first. And I'm going to focus on the lines of the Better Press image. And this will just create all of the delicate designs that the Better Press had pressed into my black cardstock, so I can keep my flower shape all like it was supposed to be. But you could certainly freehand color with these markers as well. I'm going to use them on an embossing folder in a little bit. So the possibilities for these markers are really cool because you don't have to just use them with one different item in your craft room. You could use them for illustrations or drawings. They could be used with Better Press like I am here. You could use them for coloring in stamped images. You could use them for embossing folders like I will be doing in a bit. But I really like the glowy look that they give. So now I have a darker color, that azurite, and that will be coloring in all the petals. And I'm going to go in with another color in just a second to really brighten up the items here. I like these acrylic markers quite a bit. I think they look super good on black cardstock. They really just pop and glow. When they come out of the marker, they are super juicy and lovely. But when they dry very bright still. So I like that about the markers. Now here is the other color I'm going to be putting down, which is white. And this is just bringing in some of the highlighted spots of where I think there might be light hitting different pieces of this flower. And just look how different it looks already just by adding some lines and dots from my white pen. Super simple, but it does pack quite a bit of punch. It's kind of like using a white gel pen. Going around and around. There are no rules with this either. So if you press something out or stamp something out and you don't like how it looks, acrylic markers are kind of like acrylic paint where you can let it dry and build on it. So if you put down a color you don't like, you can always let it dry for a little bit and then put another color over it and see if you like that better. I don't know. It makes sense in my brain because I paint quite a bit with acrylic. At least I used to. I shouldn't even say I paint quite a bit. I used to paint a lot with acrylic paint, but paint markers are new to me in my craft room. But I do understand with acrylic you can build. So just like paint that you can paint with, The building kind of brightens everything up. So I'm going over the white areas that I did already and adding on another layer. This is a great way to make the acrylic color really pop on the darker paper. Now I'm going back in with that light blue, that I think it's called frost blue. Tide blue. There we go. I was waiting for the marker to turn. And just adding those lines back in and just really keeping all of those pretty areas nice and bright. And then outlining the flower with that light blue just to keep it almost glowing. Do you see how that changed so much? I don't know. I really do like these, and I will probably be using these in Better Press Babes Live if we do another Altenew live with our Better Press Babes night. So there's a look at that. Now I have my embossing folder. This one is from Altenew. It's called Lace 3D. I use this one so much in a lot of my upcoming Altenew products. So I just simply embossed it with my embossing folder. And I'm going to go in with some cool tone colors because I love cool tones. So I have Cotton Candy here, which is a pink. And I'm going to be building on this pink. So at first it looks a little bit chalky, but going over it a few times creates an even brighter color. And you can see as it's drying, it's actually getting brighter as it dries. Just for the sake of time, I will be cutting this video where it shows the repetitive spaces of the card. So I'm just going to put pink kind of all over on the raised areas and go in with 2 layers. You can see how that building of that color really makes that pink be a nice, pretty bright pink. This is called Cotton Candy, and it's definitely cotton candy colored. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my next color, which is going to be, again, I love cool tone colors, so it's going to be a color that looks cute with pink. Purple. Now I'm going to put this purple on the little waffle looking areas of this embossing folder piece. And this will just create a little bit of color on my leaves without having to do any shading, and I won't have to do any different special coloring. I'm just adding colors to the raised areas, and that's it. It creates the dimension because it's been 3D embossed with the embossing folder, and then the rest of it is just under it, and it's looking like it has quite a lot of dimension. In person, it looks so cool, and just wait till you see what happens with this project. It turns out to be quite something. It almost looks like a neon sign glowing. And I'm going to get that look by adding certain blues in certain spots. There I went directly onto the back area with the purple. I'll fill in some of these little circles. There is no rules when you are adding color onto something like this. Just make it however you want. Now here is a look with the blue. I've simply taken Tide Blue and just outlined my area. Now I'm going to take Azurite and outline right next to that blue that I already put down. And already it's looking very glowy and very neon, which is exactly what I wanted for this project. I think the only thing I would add to this project is to add like a pop of neon green. I think that would be super cute. So maybe I'll have to do that next time I use this technique with this embossing folder. But just wait until I add the next layer right now. Look at how cool this looks. It's going to look glowing because I have a light, dark, light color. Doesn't that look super cool? I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking this is super cool. You'll have to let me know what you're thinking in the comments so I know if I am a little bit nutso or this really is cool. I don't know. To me, it glows, and I think that is super neat. So to finish off this card, I'm going to add a bit of splatter and also a very bold sentiment. And bold, not by what it says, but just the colors that I use. with the black. So I'll grab my little splatter box and get my Hero Arts white splatter and just splatter it on. Almost seems like a little crazy to splatter on something that I just spent so long doing, but this gives lots of fun texture and I don't know, I love a splatter. Now the hug sentiment is bold because it is a light background with a dark color, and I chose to go opposite of what I usually do. Usually I do a dark shadow with a light color for the words, but it does pop with the black background. Lastly, I'm adding a little bit of Wink of Stella to the other embossed areas. What are your thoughts about these cards I've shown you today? And what are your thoughts about the embossing folder and the acrylic markers with the Better Press? I would love to know what you think in the comments. If you've liked the video or learned anything, please hit the like button before you head out. Subscribe for more videos coming your way and click the notification bell to be notified when I go live or when I drop a new video. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, crafty friend.